Good morning, sexy souls. How are you all doing? Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. All right, give me just a hot second. I'm looking for my lighter. Let's see if this one will work. I think this one's out of fluid. I forgot to light my candle, y'all. Okay, there we go. I was like, oh no. Hope everybody's doing well. We are about to do a week ahead tarot reading, okay? Oh, let me turn on the light a little bit more. Make sure that y'all can see everything really good. Okie dokie. Week ahead tarot reading. It's amazing. Alright, guys. I know I just posted. I did the weekend reading yesterday morning. I'm sure that it posted when it did for a reason. It posted today. I am still working on getting everything updated with all the other readings. Like, I'm having to redo the description and putting the right links and things like that in there. So that's the reason why you don't see any of the other videos. But I will be working on it this week. Hopefully get them back online. I had several people reach out to me like, where's the videos at? Is something going on with the channel? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to, this is what happens when you post from your phone. It doesn't automatically add the description. Now, from the, when I get online from the computer, I have a pre-written, supposed to be automatically added every single time kind of a description, right? But it doesn't do it when I post from my phone. And you all know that there was some kind of glitch with my normal camera. So I have a Logitech camera, and now their software no longer works with the newer Windows. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I have, like, for the last year, I've been having to post from my phone, which I would prefer not to. But then again, at least because the Logitech camera would not, it always like looked like it was auto-focusing. So anywho's, there's positive and negatives, right, of everything. So anyways, so that being said, so yeah, I am like just trying to do the maintenance, keeping everything pretty and whatnot on the channel and all that good jazz. So, but it takes time. So my apologies. It'll all come back. And I did it, and it hid all of my videos, not just like I couldn't just, it was going to take too much time to do just like the last years so I could update. And I was like, man, it's going to take a long time now to unhide, because you can't like mass unhide the videos. I was like, I swear to God. So anyways, my apologies to those who have been searching for some of the previous readings. It will be taken care of. But we are going to get into the week ahead. Okay, guys? Now, the weekend reading, I don't feel like it was so weekend specific, as opposed to, like, they wanted me to get the message done and out there over the weekend. But it didn't feel like it was like it needed to pertain to that particular weekend. So I'm hoping that the week ahead, if anything, it'll like, either it's going to be its own thing, so I'm not repeating myself, or it's like it's going to either have more details or piggyback instead of being the exact same message. But I did it. I was really pulled to do it. I did it. I posted it. It's out there. So now we're just going to move ahead. Friendly reminder for those who are sticking around. You are a sovereign being of your life, and you get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. So whatever you do, don't Cinderella shit to make it fit. Okay? Fantastic. All right. All right, Spirit, let's see here. We are looking at the week ahead. Pay attention to any vivid dreams. They're bringing me back to a very vivid dream I had last night. and I won't give all of it out because they don't want me to mention all of it, but they keep saying candy shop. There was a part of it where like we found this new candy shop and it was like kids in a candy store kind of a situation, and I behaved as such. And I remember stopping and looking at one of the employees and thinking, oh my God, they probably think I'm stupid. Because I was running through like, ah! I was like, look, 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 look. You know, like I was with a group of people and I was like, look, 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 look. Look at this, oh my God. You know, really excited like a little kid, but I was a grown ass adult in the dream. And so they keep bringing up the candy store. So I don't know if something like that's going to happen for you this week, or if you're going to have a similar experience like a kid in a candy store type of situation. But I'm going to put it out there. I'm not going to mention the entire dream. Waterfalls might be significant for some people. Yeah, that's it. That's the extent they want me to go to. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and dive in. Where are we going to start, Spirit? All right. We're going to start with Secret Tarot. I used to do this thing with my cards, you know, and I could, you know, like do it both ways. It was amazing, but that's how you quickly ruin your decks. Just saying. So I started changing how I did it in order to preserve my tarot decks. Because when they start to get ruined, they don't shuffle properly. Like I see people trying to shuffle these butchered tarot decks, and again, each to their own. And it's like it's not as fluid. It's very chunky, and they end up not really shuffling it. It's like big chunks will fall out, and it's like they can't really, you know. And so for those that are questioning why I am doing it like this, because I've learned, been doing tarot since I was 18, over a quarter century. I've been doing tarot, so we won't get into specifics about that. But yeah, just learned a few things over time. We'll just say that. Nummy coffee. All right, let's go ahead and get started. That was a long shuffle. All right, Spirit, what do you want to talk about for this week? Eight of Swords. So they don't want me to say self-imposed limitations. They want me to talk about concerns that might be holding you back. They're saying the word concerns. On the bottom, we have the Lovers, which is more about choice, choosing something. They're talking about, they're mentioning the Major Arcana, which is like, this is a big choice. It has big implications, they just said. It's got big implications, this decision. So it may seem insignificant or kind of like, oh, like you don't want to dramatize something, but it does, this choice does have big implications. It has a much larger influence and energy, okay? But there's concerns. It's showing me looking at the feet, kind of like contemplating something, like, I don't know, like there's a real concern. Okay, all right, concerns. I feel like of all the things that you are that it's competing. Okay, so they're telling me there's different thoughts, perspectives, understandings that are competing for your attention and your mind. Only one. You see how this ribbon separates the one that's upright, the truth. An upright sword is the truth, from these others, which are kind of catty-cornered and a little bit like they're intertwining with one another. There's one that stands out, one that stands out, and the others are kind of like not. It's like seeing something crooked. You're not seeing it exactly right. So these other thoughts are not necessarily accurate. Or they're a bit skewed by something. And so there's concerns that you have. There's thoughts that are competing for your attention. There's really just one that sticks out and that spirit wants to bring to the forefront that you should focus on. So that to me would say that there's certain things that you're contemplating and thoughts that are in your mind that it's like, that's not even a real concern. Push that aside. I feel like you are doing this too, because to me it sounds like I am hearing like of all the things that could be problematic in a situation, concerns that you would mull over. And this is strictly from spirit. Money is the one. Like you could probably say, like in any given situation or topic, you could probably find some things to be concerned about, right? But they're not really. The only one that's a real actual concern, the upright sword. The only one that really deserves any level of attention, because it's almost as if that is addressed, these other things aren't so certain. And so it's needing to focus on the one that is. Okay. And there was they're telling me to mention it. I saw it, but I wanted to really get that off. The Wheel of Fortune was on the bottom. Was the Wheel of Fortune or the World? Jesus Christ. I'm like, there's something that would change it all. Like, this is the one thing that could change the entire situation. Which maybe makes any of the other concerns, like, manageable. We shall see. Just talk to us about the week ahead. I'm telling you. It's as if, see the other swords? They get put to rest. This one concern, these other swords get put to rest. Because the Four of Swords is kind of like finding peace with those situations, putting those swords down. See how each one of them gets wrapped up in its own ribbon? It's like it gets put on its side. It's a and it's not even a lie. It's just, it's not a concern. It's a non-factor is what they are saying. So it's kind of like these other things seem to be true only because this one area of concern is real. And it's like, but if this one, this is true. There's one concern you have that is very true. And if it were addressed, then these other things would be put to rest. Okay? It's like your whole mind about any other concerns would find peace. So they bring me to the seahorse. The seahorses are usually like, they're considered like the soulmates, right? Really, you would think like Two of Cups type of energy. Two things that are perfectly in alignment. Two things that are meant to be together, right? They're facing opposite directions. And that to me says, we're not talking about soulmates here, but in like that, there's two very specific things that are very much so in alignment with one another. And it's like, that is the thing that is not like, it's not that you're not looking at it. It's just not, something's not in alignment. Something's not perfectly synced. You know those movies where there's like somebody that's like on a treasure hunt type of situation, and they always find these like booby traps, and they have to get the next clue to move to something else. And there's like either like a dial, like you have to like, they're showing me the Goonies. Don't y'all love this? And there's one where they have to play like the piano or organ, I mean, like, it's, you know, and if you push the wrong chord, if you push the wrong thing, certain things break and fall away. But if they get the right thing, like a tick, 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 boom kind of thing, like the right path, right? It's like tick, 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 things just falling in line. Because they're also showing me like some kind of sundial. I don't think that's in the Goonies. Like it's like another movie. And it's like, And as soon as it lines up, if it lands perfectly, then a path is moved forward. So something hasn't like clicked into place just yet. Which is this? The thing that is the concern. It hasn't clicked into place yet. And so it gives the appearance of all of these other concerns being true. Okay? See how they're almost all the way? And here's the thing. Like somebody would look at this and go, okay, but you know what? It's more towards the upright than it is facing down. So these are probably true. You know, like it's a game of probability. And so like when you're seeing things fall away, like you like in the Goonies when they're like, oh my God, this is life or death. It really needs to, you know, we got to get this right kind of thing. Right. So something hasn't yet just fallen in alignment. It hasn't clicked yet. And the cup they're giving me, this is definitely something in regards to your intuition, like a download or a intuitive knowing type of situation, like guidance from spirit. And you see how they're looking to the cup. So you might be in a position where you're like, this hasn't clicked yet. I see all these potential concerns. And here's the other thing. I feel like these other concerns won't fucking matter if this one that you know for certain isn't addressed, right? Like screw worrying about anything else, because if this doesn't get addressed, then it's all like it's done. It's done. And so this concern really, it's like, you know, it trump. Ugh, I don't like that word anymore. It, again, is in the forefront because it's kind of like there would be no sense in even entertaining any of these other things. Like, you know what I mean? Like if this one, like a lot seems to hinge on this one concern that you know absolutely to be true. Like it needs to be addressed. And I think Spirit is saying, yes, it does need to come into alignment. And you are looking to Spirit saying, okay, like you're holding your cup up, like they're really falling on most of the imagery here. A little bit of traditional meaning, but like they're feeding me a lot. And so it's kind of like you're waiting, you're holding your cup up to Spirit saying, okay, give me the guidance. I'm waiting for the cue from you. I'm looking to you. You're looking to your intuition. That's incoming. The Three of Wands talks about ships coming in. It is putting something out to the universe and waiting for a return from it, right? Because again, I always tell people that it's so funny how a lot of tarot readers do not focus on they never mention this. They'll say like the ship's coming in, but it's like the precipice of this is there's the Ace of Wands, the desire, the want, the goal, the whatever you want to call it. And then you have the Two of Wands, which is I take the action, because twos are the choice and wands are about action. So I choose how to maneuver or act or what I want to do, right, in order to go after this wand. And therefore that's you sending, you know, that in the co-creative experience with the universe, that is you sending something out and waiting for the return. Like this is the hanging fruit. The idea is like, I have a desire to create a business. So I take action to create that business and I launch it and I wait to see how it is received, right? And so am I going to get positive feedback? Am I going to get negative feedback? Is this something that people want? Is it something that they don't want? Like, you know, so it's like, it's you putting your wish out into the universe and waiting to see if the universe is going to reciprocate. And so the Three of Wands is the waiting for the reciprocation, waiting for the information, the frequency to be returned, right? To you. It's matching frequency, matching energy, and seeing if you're in a if if what you want is in alignment with what is available to you, kind of thing. So the Three of Wands is about something coming in, something incoming. So, okay. Then let me keep going. So to me, this is saying you're looking to spirit like, okay, something needs to click. Something needs to come in alignment. It needs to, yeah, something has to click. And that is incoming. So you're waiting for it to, both of these show you waiting for something to come in. Yeah, this is the energy of, but it's not here yet. It feels like it's missing, is what they're saying. And not to have this is a major lack, is what I want to say. Again, the idea that there's lots of concerns, and maybe some of these other concerns aren't really something that you should be focused on, or maybe it's arbitrary, like it wouldn't really matter if this one thing that you know to be very much so true is addressed, right? Because the Five of Swords is like, this is conflictual stuff to your desires. And you're like, look, I know that there's all kinds of concerns, but these other concerns really only seem to be valid because this one right here hasn't been addressed. So there's something about these other concerns hinging on this one thing. And so that would present as, and again, it's the absolute truth. It's the only one that really deserves your attention. And that's because it creates a lack. Again, this one truth could be, again, I've talked about this, where like a lot of concerns can fade away when you have the money, right? But this could be anything that's missing that you're like, look, this has to happen in order to be able to, like, why address any of these other concerns? Because if this one isn't, something about this one is so important that it could stop everything that you want to do, all your desires in your tracks, right? Okay. Well, there, it went flying to the ground. Give me just a second. And swords. A lot of fucking swords here. And I want to say, you know this to be true. Right? Like, you would love to take command of that one sword. You'd love to take it and like, and fix it. Like, you're like, I'm ready to address this. And I want to say, you know everything that I'm saying, because Queen of Swords has that eagle eye view. She sees it all. She's like, no, I get it. I know exactly. You probably do understand. How important this one particular, addressing this one, is to addressing all of these concerns that might pop up in regards to something. How addressing this one could really put down these other concerns that you are facing. Okay. And you're ready to address this. I mean, that's you picking up the sword going, you see what needs to be done. You know what needs to be done. But the Queen of Swords, she's cautious here. This is why it's the Eight of Swords being used for the concerns, because it's kind of like you are holding back. I feel like it's strategic. She's very strategic. That's the whole point of being. So there is an element of you holding yourself back. Like, because like, I could try to take steps to address these other things, but what's the point if this one is still going to remain? Like, you're not taking any steps to address any of the other concerns. You may be in you might be in a fighting stance. You're at the ready, but it would be a waste of your energy to do that because of this one thing that needs to be, you're like, it would be all for naught. It would be wasted energy. Because it seems like while there's other things that you might need to address, this one thing can be the thing to stop and end it all, keep you in your place, keep you in a state of lack. It's like, you can't be missing this. Like, this has to be addressed. And again, she's the queen of strategy and understanding and seeing and knowing how to maneuver forward. So you stand at the ready, but you hold back because you know it would be futile if this one thing isn't. And so you're like, I think that this is a very smart move on your part, probably due to past experience where you're like, oh, I have been the one that was like, I'll be fighting all these little battles over here. But so this has got to be something where it's like, this is not necessarily something that you can control. And if there's something that's beyond you that could subvert any and all action you take to rectify anything else or to address anything else, then you know better than to, like, you don't want to, you know better, okay, than to fight, like, to wear yourself out. You'd rather save yourself for that fight, right? This is very strategic of you to hold back a bit. Almost. You'd like to not have to be. Oh, all three cards. And it's like, you also know addressing very one particular concern would almost put, again, like I said, it would put to rest these others. And it would allow a rebirth on your part. A new start. But until it gets addressed, until something comes in, until you receive the intuitive hit, the knowing, the guidance, you're going to remain confused. You're going to be like, you're going to remain hesitant. Both of these talk about that. Seven of Cups is like, oh, it's not like it's not like too many options. It is, again, you're being very careful about where you put your energy. It really comes back to the choose your battles wisely. It's like, this is not your first rodeo type of situation. Like, I've been through this enough, I know better now. Maybe in the past you would have been like all out fighting and just like expended yourself to no extent, and like you would be worn out, burnt out for no reason. Like, you might have fought against stuff and it was like, it was a pointless fight. It did you no good. And you're back in that kind of scenario. Even if the situation itself is different, you understand. And so Seven of Cups is waiting for that insight, because you're like, okay, as the strategist, you realize this could go, there's plenty of ways this could go. You're waiting for what to do. You're either waiting for something to come in or what to do. Because the Four of Pentacles is the same thing. There's this Four of Pentacles is the holding back energy, the miserly energy, the idea of, do I or do I not invest my energy? Four of Pentacles in traditional Rider-Waite, there's like pentacles under the feet that represent the past, one holding on to it for the present, and one above the crown where it's talking about the future, the potentiality. Like, and that's where it's kind of like your savings is your past, you know, what you've done. Your present is your willingness to, what you spend in the moment, right? And when we're talking about monetarily, the pentacles. And then the pentacle over the crown is investments. Like, it's the planning for the future, right? And how to expand and the potentiality of where things could go. And you notice in this particular one, there's the efforts of the past and what can come, but there's nothing happening in the present. Because you're waiting for something to come in. Okay, so we've clarified all of this. What specifically do you want to mention? What are we talking about for this week? Is this something where stay the status quo? Or are we addressing this? Is this one sword, this one concern going to get addressed this week? I think that I want to say it's very smart of you. Spirit, if you feel like, if you wonder at all whether or not you staying at the ready but not doing anything is the right move, it is. It is. It's the observe but don't speak, the observe but don't act. That's what it is. Okay? You are doing the right thing. And again, it's not over-consuming you. I feel like this is, you are holding back, but it's strategic. It is very strategic. Okay, so what about this one sword for this week? I'm waiting for the deck that wants to come out. It's just the wrong question. Where do you want to go from here, Spirit? We're doing Madame Endor's fortune telling deck. It was kind of coming across when I asked about the one sword, but it wasn't as loud. And then, so it may have something to do with your one concern, or maybe it's not going to be as direct of an answer. We'll see. Okay. Your abilities will be enhanced. So your ability to receive this, knowing this guidance, will come through. And then Minstrel, let your intentions be known. We will explore that a bit more. We're gonna put this here because we're not done with this deck. Jeez, Google. Unseen forces watch over you. Follow your intuition, which we know. Strength and wisdom. That's this, the Queen of Swords. You know. So you are doing a good job of calling on your past experiences, turning that into discernment, and then therefore, and wisdom is applied knowledge, okay, guys? Applied knowledge is what discernment is. It is knowing when, where, how, why, right? To do something. It is the discernment is the application of what you know, what you've learned. And wisdom is when you do that appropriately. So that's why, you know. So if you already are one, like you are already waiting, you know, I want to say you're following your inner guidance very well. You are listening very well. You're on point with what you've been receiving, and that's only going to be amplified. You will receive more. So something is coming in, especially like guidance. Like you will get that guidance that you're waiting for, because you know something hasn't clicked, but Spirit will guide you to help you make that click, kind of like the Goonies, like which chords do I push? Make sure you're talking with Spirit of like, okay, this is what I really don't understand this. This is what I need. This is what I need the clarity on. There's more to that. We're going to pull some cards on that. But Spirit is walking with you through this. Again, like your abilities are going to be enhanced, and follow your intuition. So you're going to get like a waterfall, influx. There we go. I was like, waterfalls may be important in the very beginning. An influx of guidance, intuitiveness, hunches, like, you know, hits, downloads, all of that. That's going to actually increase. And you're meant to rely on that. So good on you for being in the Page of Cups energy, for recognizing where things are and waiting for that guidance. Dragon spirit may be important for somebody. And again, the strength and wisdom to me, again, is just going to, it takes strength to exercise wisdom, right? To apply your discernment appropriately, because it can, there's enough that wants to set us off in the moment, like, oh, knee-jerk reactions. That's a Knight of Wands type of energy, and be impulsive. And right now it's about, there's a very strategic way of maneuvering. And you're right on par. You're doing really good with this. So let's find out, let your intentions be known. I want to get a little bit more specific about that. Starman Tarot. Okay. Okay. Let your intentions be known. Top. Seven of Pentacles. If you're someone who calls it Daddy Saturn, this might be pertinent to you. I'm just looking at this planet with the rings, and I'm like, Saturn with Sun ring, all that shit. Give me just a second. Sometimes the lighting sucks. I'm just getting off of this, like, as things are unfolding, make sure that you're putting in the requests for the things that you need. And that's not saying that you're not doing that. They're asking you to continue to do that. Keep this dialogue going with your spiritual team. It's like once this comes, so there's a breakthrough. Hold on. Hold on. There's more to this. I can feel it. And I'm like, Two of Cups. It really is about because Eight of Cups is kind of like walking away energy. Whatever you need to walk away from, whatever you need to be able to move towards your Nine of Cups, okay? The Two of Cups is giving me like a very nurturing energy. To try and get something to, so that for things to come together. Something's going to break ground. The Minstrel is the musician. I'm getting something, but I am doing my best to feel like the words that I say. And Two of Pentacles is to be able to move forward on this. Okay, so there is a, let's detach from the let your intentions be known. Something comes through. You're waiting for this to come through. When it does, things are going to align. and you have to be willing to act. Okay, you have to be willing to move, take that next step, even if it requires. There is going to be okay, thank you. Good Lord, they took over. There is going to be a requirement to move away from something. Okay. Here you have, there's some kind of coveted cup within like this glass box. But it's like, you're going to have to, the idea is Eight of Cups is walking away from something towards something else. Okay. So they're saying, maybe it's like, okay, thank you. So whatever you need in order to be able to do this comfortably, they're saying that whatever you need to put that request in as it's happening. Like, help me with this, Spirit, help me with this. I need this to be able to make that. Like, be in constant contact is what I want to say with your spiritual team, okay? Because they're here to help. Your job in this co-creative situation is, you know, they too get the great, like, you already know what you need. Remember, like, you are a very strategic person. So it's kind of like, it's really saying like you're the one living this human existence, right? This human experience. And so in order for your spiritual team to help you, it's kind of like just in the moment, because you are a very specific person too. Your needs and what your very specific situation requires and what you know will need to happen. It is okay to put those, it's have a conversation, okay? Because again, like, it is requiring you, when something finally comes into an alignment, in order to make sure this comes together like you need it to, and knowing what it's requiring you to move forward, to choose this path to move forward, they know you're going to have to be walking away from certain things. And there is going to be something that you need as a result. Now, there's also something like, so when they're giving me the minstrel, musician, it's kind of like, Peter Piper, you know, no, not Peter Piper. Yeah, Peter Piper, the one that like played the flute, that motherfucker, right? And the mice kind of like followed him. They're showing me in this particular deck, there is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is on a horse that is kind of like stuck with tree trunks on his hooves, right? Like he's solidly in the ground. Like he's unmoving, right? And there's this big speaker, and it's sending out frequencies, right? Like something's calling you towards it. And so I know Spirit absolutely understands what you need on an energetic level. But as something's playing out within your reality, there's going to be nuances and different things like that. And that's where the need to speak what it is, speak it into existence, make it known. You know, because anytime we put a request into the universe, right? Like, we assume we know we think that I have said stuff before, and it's like, people are like, well, what about this? And you're like, oh shit, I should have put that in there. I'm like, you know, you're like, because I'm just gonna be honest with you, it's the same as like, Spirit is intelligent, the universe is intelligent, but also sometimes very fucking literal. And so I can put something out there, and it's kind of like their version of a short time versus my version, right? Again, it's the distance between their state of existence and ours. And so, the other thing I want to say is, like, they don't want you walking away from this because something didn't show up and you're like, oh, yeah, I get the feeling of it's like, why are they expecting me to do it like this? Well, like, say it. Like, start really articulating yourself, right? If you can't sit there and fucking tell your spiritual team what the fuck's up, how are you ever going to articulate that with other people? Like, I just don't get it. So, yeah, that's the thing. And so it's like there's something drawing you to it, but if there's something in the process of you moving towards what you want that you need to speak it into existence. You need to articulate your desires, okay? Let your intentions be known. Okay, so can we come back now to the sword? Because you're indicating something coming, like not just spiritual guidance, but something actually coming through, a ship coming in. And I'd like to know about that. So, okay, I get it. Let's not focus on what the concern is, but the actual arrival of something to address that concern. Okay, the arrival of okay, new era elements. Thank you. Boy, I tell you what. Oh, there may be something incoming by the full moon. We have a full moon coming up this week in Leo. This is not a full moon on here, but I heard full moon. If something was put into, if there was a request, for some, there may be something about the moon cycles playing a factor in like timing, as far as like when you put your request, like your intentions in. So, because they're giving me like the new moon, and like putting, like, that's when you manifest, right? That you're putting your intentions, and then something coming to fruition by the full moon. When is the full? I feel like it's the 12th, right? I'm Googling it, guys, because Google's free. Come on. Seriously? My phone's been slow. Let's see here. 13th. Ooh. Ooh. Kate's number. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the 13th. What is today? Today's like the 9th. Dude, this is this week. The 13th is this week. Oh, so this is about this week. Okay. Okay. Hold on one second. I'll get my calendar out. Thursday is the full moon. And you've been waiting for quite some time. There will be a change. Something that there's a change coming. That's that 5 of Pentacles we were talking about. It's creating a lack, a hole of sorts. So something comes into alignment. It's going to click. Ooh, the thing, the Goonies, the like the dial that goes and the path comes forward. So whatever needs to come into alignment is coming into alignment by the full moon. Like, they're giving a timing. This is absolutely this week for whoever I'm reading for. Again, it's like it's pulling it in. So it's like the full moon is pulling it in. So I would say that it's surrounding the 13th. And usually the energy of the full moon is like at least 2 days prior, 2 days after. Some say 3. I'm like, might be a bit of a stretch. But, you know, so it is definitely this week. And it's like the full moon is pulling it in. Okay. Tell me about the Hanged Man, because this whole situation is going to be able to change. I feel as if, okay. So the thing that's been lacking, the concern, right, that must be addressed, has dominated your perspective, because the Hangman talks about your perspective, the way you're seeing something, your lens. So it's dominated your attention. And again, remember this one concern, if it were addressed, could put these other concerns to rest. And so it has. These concerns are present. You understand things very clearly. You see it clearly. You know what needs to be done, but you also know not to fight battles just yet, because it's like everything really does. It's like you're not wasting your energy, but it's still present, right? It is still, you are intentionally holding back until this one thing. So it does dominate, right? Your energy, your actions, it is your focus right now. Because you know not to move forward until it's addressed. So there's something about when this changes, it flips the script. So that tells me it addresses that concern. Well, okay. So this is the 5 of Cups, whatever, right? It's not exactly the 5 of Pentacles, but it's the same thing, because they kept giving me the hole where it drains something. So my apologies. Did I say 5 of Pentacles? I don't know what I fucking said. Anyways, and see how, like, because like the 5 fish, the fish represents abundance. It represents things coming to you, but it can't because there's a hole. It's like draining something. And of course, so therefore it's going to be your focus. But the Hangman talks about flipping the script on that. Like, whatever this is that comes into alignment will now flip it where your focus is no longer on that. It is going to be on the follow through. So something clicks, comes into alignment. 3 more. Information is important at this point. Information on something that has held you, has created grief in your life, has created this grief. Is it information alone though? Because I don't know if that feels complete. Because we're talking about, again, something dominated your focus. It was the lack, it was the concern. You're being strategic, you're waiting. Oh, so there's information that has been kept from you, held separate from you. 3 of that has aided in this. Okay. That stopped you from bringing something full circle into manifestation. Comes in. Again, that's a thing that comes in. What is this? Is it strictly information? What is the Page of Swords, please? Well, shit. Knight of Pentacles that we were talking about earlier. King of Pentacles. I am getting I'm getting people. I can't figure out who. I can't figure out who. What is the information that's coming through? Because obviously it plugs a hole. Here's the Five of Cups, right? Where the hole is draining, where something's a lack. Remember I said the hole to begin with. So it plugs the hole. It plugs the hole. And the abundance is plentiful. I need some more clarity on this. Should I pull a different deck? Okay, they said no. Tell me about the Page of Swords. I need some clarity on. Okay, that's stuck in my fucking hand. Oh, Knight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. This is like something ushering in money and independence, some type of gain. So this message or information, I don't know who the fuck these people are. I don't know who they are. They may be attached to the path that this information comes in. We'll go with energy. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles does again represents stability, solid foundation, security, and the King of Pentacles does talk about being able, like, the ability to create in their life, right? But if the Page of Swords is the thing, it's information that's brought to you, that's been kept from you, okay? Because they keep showing me separation with the Three of Swords. It's information that was necessary. Knight of Cups is someone bringing that in. Bringing that abundance in, ushering it in. Then this ushers in some type of gain and sense of independence. So it has to address whatever that concern was. Again, I don't want to say that money is the concern for everybody, but whatever that concern was, that main one, it's like it brings in some level of, it's information that brings in some level of freedom, liberation, independence, gain, and it lets you, that puts you in a place of being the magician, being able to create, manifest, and make moves, right? Just clarify who the fucking Knight of... You will have victory. I want to know who these are. The Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Please tell me. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna move on to the Knight of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. Why do I get actual people energy off of that? Why do I... Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I don't know if they're... and I'm getting a very men energy. Now, it is generally, everything is energy, right? Like masculine energy can belong to anybody. Once in a while, they get specific. Now, again, they're going to be saying it in a way that makes sense to you. And of course, I can interpret. So sometimes they will act like these people got a dang-a-lang. They got a tripod going on. That's how they are specifying it. So this message would be for someone who would assign that term to that. You know what I mean? But I would also assume that this person would identify as a man. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they get specific with gender to help, to be very specific with a particular person, so that person realizes it's absolutely for you. It is absolutely for you. Like, there's a reason. There's always a reason they draw me to that. And it's rare. Like, it's not as frequent, right? So, like, I'd say maybe 15% of the time when I'm doing my readings, they will actually be like, no, this is... And it's just for specificity of who this person is. Or these people. And so for whatever reason, there's two masculines, maybe one older, one younger. And not young, like not kid, not teenager, but like older and younger. But whatever it is, it turns around some level of deception, lies. It's weird. So these individuals may have been the thing that kept you separate from this information, right? Maybe this information, or even a document, but that would still be information, but it can come in that like document, like it's giving, like, I don't know, there's something about these two individuals that may have been part of the whole, where things were being drained. They have something to do with the concern in a roundabout way. Because, and I remember I said, like, information comes to you that was withheld from you. So they may have been a part of withholding the information. And so your focus has been highly on this concern. They could be the fucking concern, because they're flanking whatever this is. And we have the Seven of Swords. Like, you wouldn't move forward because you knew not to until something was resolved. And Wheel of Fortune is, I am getting deception from this. Like, you may have some level of deception revealed to you. I mean, obviously, if something is being withheld from you, that's deception, right? And I just feel like this turns things around. You regain your power, is what I want to say, in this situation. Okay. Alrighty then. So, anything you want to say about this coming in this week, the Three of Wands? We're just going to go back to that. I don't want to spend too much time on these two. But just know keeping you in this lack was, I want to say, a power move. There's something in your past, you knew not to try and fight this. You waited for something to resolve. Information comes your way, or a document comes your way, something that gives you the freedom and liberty. It brings it in. That puts you in a position of gain. And it's like, that concern is going to be addressed. Okay. Anything you want to say? We've gone on long enough, but anything you want to say about the Three of Wands? Anything you want to say about the Page of Swords showing up this week, about the manner in which it shows up, it presenting itself? And then we will be done. Six of Cups can be about children. But because it's also associated with past, it's like regaining power in a situation. Oh, good Lord, have mercy. I'd rather... Okay, so tell me about how the... Okay. I will read those two. I will see what they have to say. Listen to your intuition. And weigh your decisions. Both of these talk about carefully, consider carefully what you want and carefully weigh your decisions. Listen to your intuition on this. Okay, I don't know why you're reiterating that, but like, anything about any details on the arrival of this that you would like to share? Fucking, I swear to God. That's what we were asking about, was the Page of Swords. Good Lord. This information, important documents, contracts, that will indicate, okay, so something gets to move forward, things will be on your side, there's some level of recognition and forward movement. How does it arrive? Like, it's a truth. You're gonna find out something you don't know. You're gonna find out something that you don't know. Yeah, this is something that you just don't know. Find out something you don't know. This is like institutions, governmental institutions, organizations, larger entities. Okay, guys. There's the Page of Cups again. you're going to learn some information. I don't understand where this comes into play. You're gonna, the truth. Sorry, my child is ADHD and he's running in the other room. So if you hear a bunch of, I think that's what he's doing. Two of Pentacles. Whatever it is, events will move at a fast pace. Delays are going to be over. A lot will end up happening all at once. I want to know, God, why do you wait until the end to bring forward some new information? What is the Hierophant card out here for? Why are we got this like an institution, organization, a large entity? Oh, because this truth may require you to seek out. Okay, King of Swords really is about somebody who is like professional advice. Somebody that's in the know. That can help you make certain decisions, because the Two of Pentacles does talk about decisions. And High Priestess is letting something unfold as it should and listening to your intuition. Like making sure that your intuition in these decisions is guiding you. So you may receive some kind of guidance. This document may come from, or this information may come from a larger entity, like organization or governmental something or other or whatever. And as a result, you may need but like, speak your mind. Be confident about this. Okay, this is getting into some shit. So I don't want to like make this too long. But I get why they keep saying there's decisions to be made and that you need to follow through. And if we take care of this one thing, you've got to move forward. And this one thing will be taken care of with some information that's going to come to you. And again, Spirit will, you're gonna have to listen to your intuition on this. Anything about the Eight of Wands? Quick expansion. Jeez, God. Okay. Whatever it is, it's fast expansion from the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. We did have 3 5s. There's some change that's happening this week. It really is going to change. Between the 3 5s, the Wheel of Fortune coming out twice, or having seen it twice, and the 3 of Wands indicating something coming in, it's like, they cannot stress enough to trust your intuition. Okay. Like, this just feels like it's going to go into a whole other reading. So, and I did not mean for it to go this long. I'm going to cut it here. And damn if I don't feel like I'm going to have to, like, go back and rewatch some of that, because it's like they wanted to give the whole backstory of this one thing that seems to be the major concern, and that all other concerns would fall away if this one thing, like, you know for certain this is one thing that's an issue. And it's like, if it gets taken care of, then you know these other things may not even be a concern. Like, you wouldn't have to worry about this other stuff. So something's going to address that. And it is coming in this week. The full moon is pulling it in. And information that you are not aware of, or like a message about something is going to come in that's going to enlighten you. And when this breakthrough comes, you're going to have to be like it's like something finally clicks. The path will click before you, and you're going to have to be willing to take the next steps to move away from something and towards something else. But you already know. I feel as if you see the steps you must take. Be sure to articulate what it is that you need from Spirit as you take those steps. But yeah, things are going to come into alignment this week. Okay, so, and there may be some level of truth surrounding individuals that may have played a part, okay, in keeping some information from you. And I feel like saying maybe it might surprise you who did that. So maybe to a certain degree it will, and to a certain degree it won't. But yeah. All right. I hope the message finds whoever it is meant for. I might do another reading because I feel like there's other stuff that's going to come out in regards to this. But I hope everybody has a fantastic, wonderful day. Good God, an hour and 7